Welcome back, everyone. We're here with another video which is just going to actually focus on Town Hall 10, and I'm going to try to go ahead and go over the Dragon Lightning in more detail in this video. And this video is kind of stemming from the comments. If I go ahead and bring them up here, you can see Cones ANZ comes in. It says great video and all, but any chance you can show a few Town Hall 10 hits and go into a detailed analysis. Cones, actually, I'm going to do that just for you. I got some Talent 10 attacks to do. I got some Talent 10 attacks to show of strictly just my own and what was my thinking behind it. So I will go into that. We got Eric with keep up the good work, buddy. Great video. Then we got Akilos with big fan of the detailed breakdown, and then we got Rich in a nice video. Thank you guys very much. Thank you. Keeps me going. So before anything, let's go ahead and get into the action. Alright, so we're back, and we are going to, before I do my live attacks here, which I'm actually going to plan it on the, I was going to say stream, but on this video here with you guys. So I'm going to show my two attacks that I did. They were both the Dragon Lightning versus Highly Active, which is a CWL clan, so don't get me wrong, their bases are really good, better than the average bases. So if we go ahead into my attacks, we did end up losing 83 to 86. Very nice war over to Highly Active. A great group of guys. Let me go ahead and show both of these hits. First one is going to be the replay on number 26. So in this one, you can see kind of one thing in particular. Well, what do you see? In this one, you can see the air defenses are pretty close to one another on this side, right? So there's an air defense in this section. There's two air defenses close, right? So there's an air defense right here, and then there's an air defense right here. Meaning, if you do a Zap Quake and you drop the lightning spell right here in the middle, you could take out not only this air defense, you can also take out this cannon, and then the damage will also end up, because the bomb tower doesn't have too much HP, take out the bomb tower as well. So then you're asking yourself, alright, well if you Zap Quake those ADs down, then it means, okay, there's another air defense here, and there's another air defense here. Well, this air defense right here can be picked off by your heroes, so you don't have to worry about that. And then if this whole section kind of goes down from just the heroes and lightning, that means there's this AD right here. What you want to do then is you want to get to the queen as quick as possible, because you want your dragons to be pretty strong as they get into her. So then you want the attacking dragons to come this way. Well, alright, you don't want them to go over here. You want them to straight go funnel into the base. So I decided to drop some goblins on the town hall, and then I dropped a balloon and the baby dragon. The balloon was meant to pick off any bombs out here. Baby dragon is meant to create more of a funnel. The goblins create a funnel over here, and then if I Zap Quake this stuff, then I send my heroes. They're going to create a funnel over here, right? That's the funnel. So if all this is funneled, like just like this, I know it's a little scribble, but it helps visualize, then the dragons will stay in the base and go this way, exactly where you want them to go. And then on the opposite side could come a blimp, come the lava, send some direct targeting balloons through the base just like this, and then you finish just like that. So I go ahead and show you the raid, and the thing is that what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and drop my troops, like the goblins, this minion, to help create that funnel or help create the stuff in the beginning so that I don't have to worry about it. And you got to kind of do all this at the same time. And so, and then I also knew there was a Troll Tesla on the corner, so I dropped one balloon for it. And I think in this CC there was a Wizard Archer and a Lava, so I didn't need to worry about the CC. The dragons could easily take care of it. But even if it's a witch, and even if it's a baby dragon, the dragons, even without a poison, can still do work. You'll go and see my hit in a little later, live hit that I'll be planning. So as you can see, the heroes do their job. The queen ends up stepping up and grabs and removes all of this. Then I start the dragons, because remember, it's all about time. I mean, this is a replay, so that shows exactly how much. So this was a pretty quick attack with getting all that down. So if I go ahead and pause this, right? So the heroes removed this. The lightning earthquake removed this. The baby dragon goblin removed all of that. Look at the value over there. And now this lets the dragons move through the rest of the space just like this. Yeah, so now it's just, now you're asking yourself, when do you drop the lavas? When do you drop the blimp? Well, you drop the blimp in the lava right before the dragons would get in range of this air defense. So I dropped the rage there so that leading into the CC, they can get through that pretty quickly. So then I dropped the lava and the blimp. I could have dropped the blimp a little more this way, but I kind of messed up the deployment. And then, so then the lava starts tanking as the dragons make it to the air defense. And then it's just get the balloons in, push them through, and I froze the single target Inferno air defense to kind of slow that down. And yeah, and then it's just a matter of just overwhelming the base, as you can see in this attack. So that was one of the attacks in this war. I'm going to go and show you my second hit, and it was another dragon Zapquake attack. So let's go ahead and jump into that one here. It was on, I believe, number 18. Yeah, so let's go ahead and 18 and see this base and how did it work. Well, if you take a look at the air defenses, look at the air defenses. They are close to one another. And so if they're close to one another, this is enough tiles. So the air defense goes like this, right? So it covers this whole section. And then if you look at the wall, okay, so you got the corner wall that's right here. There's 1, 2, 3, and then you have this, right? That is enough to Zapquake the air defenses. So what you do is you drop the quad quake, you drop the earthquake right here, you drop 2 lightning spells in this spot right there, and then whichever, if one of them goes down, then you drop the next one closer to it, or let's say over here. But in this case, I think I end up dropping the 3 kind of in that spot. So then you're going to be like, all right, well, if I Zapquake this stuff, right, what do I want to do? How do I want to address the base? Well, if I Zapquake that stuff, that means these air defenses will be remaining up top. All right, well, I can send my heroes into that. But then I was like, well, I could do that, but since they're so close to one another, a blimp and lava can just overwhelm it and take it out. So that's not a problem. I'm not worried about those air defenses. What I'm more worried about is this stuff down here, because all of this because of the trash. And I want the dragons to go from defense to defense. So if I want to keep them going from defense to defense, that means what I can do is actually send some goblins on the town hall here. I Zapquaked all of this, so that went down. So then I dropped my king right down here. So my king went boom, 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 and he went through the space just like that. And then when the king got to this section, then that's when I dropped my queen, right? So I believe there was a lava in this CC as well. So then that's when I dropped my queen right here when the king got to this point. Why that point? Because then the queen can just go from here and just like maybe help pick something off, but then step in and grab this. This is what I want my queen to grab, right? If I drop my king here, and then when the king was right here, I drop my queen like this, she would step up here, here, maybe here, and walk this way or something. But I wanted to make sure the queen picked off this stuff because it's in range of the queen right there. So if we go ahead and watch what happens, I drop the goblins to kind of start in the town hall. Then I drop the king down south, so he's going to go from here, and he's going to walk his way this way. And then as those stuff is going, that's when I'm going to do the Zapquake and lightning so that they're already doing their job, they're already working, and I'm not wasting any time by doing one part at a time. So I drop the 2 lightning in between. Do they take out any air defense? No, they don't. Doesn't take out any. So then I drop 1 more in that same spot to make sure that they go down, and boom, it goes down, all 3 of them. So you see the king is here. So let's go ahead and pause it. So what did I do? The king, I popped his ability right here, then I dropped the queen, so she's going to step up. I also had a baby dragon to help out the king because I wanted all of this down, right? The baby dragon got a lot of value actually, but I really wanted that storage down so the dragons didn't get stuck there, right? If that storage went down, dragons would go here and then straight into the base. And so I popped the queen ability, she steps up, grabs the expo, grabs the wizard tower, right? And then you see this whole section is all now down. The enemy queen doesn't go down, all of this is down. So that means, all right, well, if I start the dragons over here, because you want to get the queen, you want to start on the queen side, that's the key, you want to make sure you grab the queen, and then the blimp comes across the base like this, and you pop it like right here, and then you just overwhelm this section with the lava and the loons. So the lava and the loons are responsible for the air defense section, dragons responsible for removing the queen and pushing through the rest of this base. Drop the freeze on the air defense. I mean, I was a little late on popping that blimp, but yeah, so your pathing was, or create the funnel down there, and the blimp and whatnot comes here, and then the dragons push their way through the rest of the space just like that. and now it's just a matter of trying to overwhelm and push through the base like that. So yeah, so we can kind of 2 times here. I don't have any more spells. I do have 1 more balloon, which I ended up saving for cleanup up here. So if you end up having something, a balloon, don't use it right away. See if there's any cleanup that you need to do, and then drop it for cleanup to help with time. And so then I have another goblin. I don't want to drop the goblin just yet because I don't want to pull the lava, and then everything gets stuck with the lava. So then I wait till absolutely when I need it or whatnot to get it done. And there you go. There is the Dragon Zap Queen. Alright, so the next 2 attacks that we're going to watch for Town Hall 10 are going to be both hog hits. And so we're going to actually jump to the current war here. And so we're going to take a look at on the hit at number 16 done by Noah. So Noah's going to come in with a queen walk into hogs. As you can see, the Town Hall, let's go ahead and pause it. The Town Hall is not on the outside, so it is a little easier type, because when the Town Hall is on the outside, they are definitely a lot harder to hit than the ones that are in the middle, because the Town Hall is taking up some space versus just defenses. So you're going to see him drop the healers on the queen to get that queen walk going. So let's go ahead and keep this going here. And let's go ahead and so he drops the king and a baby dragon. So the purpose of the king and the baby dragon was, 1, the baby dragon removes this for funneling, but then this allows the king to then run into this base. He wants to use the king to pull the CC, and then he's using the queen to keep, and the healers to keep the queen alive, and then the CC will come over to the queen, and he will be able to address the CC. That's when he's going to drop 1 poison spell, right? Not both of them, only 1. The second poison spell is meant to use on skeletons that pop up on the base when you're going through with the hog hit. So then the queen is then going to walk here, and then the queen's going to get pulled in by the enemy queen and go into the space. As you can see, this is the queen's range. She's barely hanging on to any health here. He thought the king might be able to grab her, but he wasn't able to. But so the queen's going to walk in, use the wizard to definitely ensure that the queen does not walk on the outside. It keeps the queen going in. So the queen's job now is to walk through the base just like this. Okay, well now that, let me go ahead and pause it. So you can see the hogs are starting up just like this, but why is the hogs coming from this way? Well, let's go ahead and see. I mean, he knows that if he starts from that way, right, the hogs are going to be able to jump the walls, right? So if the queen has access to all of this down this compartment, that means the queen can pick all this off. So that should tell you that the hogs should start this way. Because if the queen did not have access, like if he starts the hogs this way, then the queen's going to step up through here, but then she won't be able to jump into these sections and remove this until at the end of the raid. So the whole point is for the hogs to come from this side and push their way through this way, while the queen is responsible for this half of the base. The hogs are responsible for this half of the base. And he's going to drop heals throughout this base on this side, keeping the hogs up. So as you see here, the queen is going to continue to walk through. Then the hogs are moving their way through this base here. He does have the wall wrecker. Make sure you got those heals leading into each one of those sections. Does have the wall wrecker. He's going to plan on using the wall wrecker to kind of tank some of the defense. So he could have dropped the wall wrecker a little bit early to tank that mortar shots as well. But nice job on tanking the wizard tower. So the wall wrecker is going to have the, I believe, let's see what it has. So he drops the skeleton or the poison on the skellies. So those are going to go down. So he has max hogs coming out of the wall wrecker. So they're going to continue to move around the base here. Queen is going to get taken out from single target inferno because she got stuck on the king and wasn't able to and had to pop her ability early. But he has plenty of hogs remaining. The healers are actually right there to help keep them alive, as you can see. So the queen was responsible for down here. The king pulled the CC, damaged, and then it just starts like he was going counterclockwise around the base with the hogs, just like that. Very nice hit done by Noah. You probably see some of these bases like this are similar with the town halls more in the core. You probably aren't running into many war bases in your regular random farming wars, just like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at Master Brian. So Master Brian on this base, Master Brian is not a fully maxed Town Hall 10. So as you can see, he has only 34 king and a 36 queen. He's coming in with a hog attack, but this one he's not going to do the queen walk. And so this as well, I wouldn't consider this a war base. The Town Hall is in the middle. I consider war bases that are, the Town Hall is either in the corner or on the outside, not protected. That is a war base. This I wouldn't consider a war base, but anyways, it is in war. You guys probably are facing bases more like these than the ones that you're seeing in the recaps that I'm doing. But if you can 3-star the ones that I'm recapping in the competitive wars, then you can pretty much 3-star any one of them, any one of the farming kind of trophy bases. But anyways, you're going to see him with 2 golems, right? So he's going to come in from this way with 2 golems, just like this. So that's 1 golem, and that's another golem. The point of these golems are, 1, so that they can tank the shots of these defenses, and then he has some wizards to help create a bit of a funnel, but it's a very easy funnel, and he's going to push his way straight into the base just like this on this side. And so why is he attacking from this side, you ask? Because the queen. The queen is right here. This is where the queen is, right? You have to address the queen. You have to address her. So he has the wall wrecker, and the wall wrecker is going to go right in between, right in the middle of them. So you see the wizards were up there, and then the baby dragon was right here, created a funnel, then which is going to allow the troops straight access to the base to get as much value as possible, right? So the objective was to attack from the queen side and pull the CC. You want to kill the queen, and you want to kill the CC, right? And so that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. He pushes straight into the space. He's got bowlers in that CC to make that push straight in. So if you're going to use that wall wrecker in the initial push with your heroes, have bowlers or have Valkyries, one of the 2 in that CC to get a lot of value. So now we're going to go ahead and pause it. So as you can see, the queen is now up here, right? So the queen's up on that side. So you're like, all right, the queen will be responsible for this. So now let me go ahead and start the hogs from the other way in the base, right? So as you can see here, the queen, the heroes, the kill squad removed this whole section, right? This is section 1. This is section 2. This is section 3. This is section 4. So the heroes are responsible for that whole section. Now come the hogs, just like this. Just what Master Brian is doing. The hogs are going to move their way around the base just like this in a clockwise formation. So remember, if you take out a chunk of the base, and this whole chunk is gone, right? So just imagine it's not even there, right? It's not even there in the base. That means there's this whole section left of the base, just this portion, right? So that means now come at the edge of where you kind of created that kill squad, that push. Do not come from many people. What they do is they come from this way. No, because they're gonna split. Don't split your troops. That's not good. You want to come from the edge right here. So boom, just like what he's doing. Just like this, and then you want to work your way around. You don't want to drop them all in the one spot. You want to work your way slowly around. So you go from this side, then this side, and then you push through, and then you have the heal spells to cover the base wherever you feel like, okay, there could be some bombs right there. There's a lot of splash over there. So you see how what he's doing. He still has 11 hogs left. He didn't drop them all. So he drops the poison on the skellies because there's a ton of skellies there. So the hogs came from this way. More hogs are coming from this way. Then you're going to see the final trailing hogs kind of come in at the end over on that side. So you see he's making he's making a clockwise formation around the base just like this, not dropping them all in one spot, but just kind of in groups together. So they're going to push and move around the base. Beautiful job done by Master Brian on this Town Hall 10. Either way, he gets it done. It's very nice fundamentals which you can apply to your war attacks or even your farming raids, but then again, you won't be doing mass hogs like this. It does cost a lot of dark elixir, so let's go ahead and speed through this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. It was more along the lines of kind of showing strictly just Town Hall 10 hits, some air ones, some ground ones. If you guys have any more comments, please leave them down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. You guys also can hit the subscribe button. It does let YouTube know you guys are enjoying the videos I'm making, and it helps share the videos with other people and recommends them as well. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to this video. Anyways, you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.